Now, Ghana has conducted the first 2 autopsies on 2 COVID-19 bodies to help unravel the mysteries surrounding the virus. A team of pathologists from Ghana Health Service and 37 military hospital conducted the 1-hour 30-minute autopsy at the East District Hospital Thursday morning. In an interview with JoyNews after the autopsy, Colonel Dr. Atto and Dr. Roxana Segbowocho said that this could be a breakthrough in the COVID-19 war.
Youth in the Ghanaian continue to come out strongly amidst the coronavirus pandemic. Talk about inventions in touchless hand washing equipment and test kits recently innovated by KNUST. Today, pathologists here at the East District Hospital have taken the bar a notch higher. They have for the first time conducted autopsies on 2 COVID-19 bodies. The breakthrough, according to Dr. Kaba, would potentially change the treatment process here in Ghana, on the African continent, and probably on the global scale.
One of the things we need to understand is that for case management, we've poured so much ourselves into treating these patients, and we all know that after the 14 days, we do the double test to make sure that they are negative, and we've gone beyond that. That all the patients that we treat, we do blood sample to actually analyze any other diseases they might have. And to some of them, you know that issue they say, don't mind the body, but mind the engine. You might have a patient who has recovered, but when you look at him, you kind of feel like, okay, he looks okay, but it's possible that the lungs are not actually in good shape. So we go ahead and we do X-ray. And all this we do them here as part of the treatment and when they complete the treatment. But yet we still have people dying. Now, people usually say that life must be understood backwards but lived forward. And we need to listen to the language of the deaf. And pathology is the language of the deaf, telling us exactly what happened. So one, if you come in and you do the pathology, the first thing is that it helps you to understand the cause of death. 2, we've been talking about comorbidities. And we don't know whether it is the comorbidity that killed the patient or is the COVID, or both. We will need to understand. So, and we also need to understand, is it from the lungs, from the heart, or from where? Pathology studies elsewhere has also shown that, let's say in the US, the first COVID-19 patient who died, and they did the pathology, they realized that the heart ruptured. And in all the instances, treatment was geared towards the lungs. Recently, results have come from many countries, China, Italy, and US, about pathology results, and they've seen that when we were talking so much about ventilators, there is also the need to start thinking about anticoagulants. Now, Ghana here, the manifestation of the clinical manifestation of our patients has a different pattern where we have so many people surviving, and that is a good thing. But we need to go beyond that and understand what is killing those few, because we would have loved not even one person to die. So here is the point. We want the deaf to talk to us. Now, with this, we are also influencing research around the world. With this, we can also get to advise patients and their families in this battle. You know, regularly, even if you do pathology, I always say that one of the most important pillars in medicine is pathology. Because it allows you to give an advice to the living as to what to do. Families, entire families, when it has to do with family diseases. It allows you to understand research. It allows you to modify your treatment. So depending on what we will get subsequently, it will aid us to modify our treatment and even make this better. This morning I was talking to the case lead of the whole of West Africa, as a member of the rapid response team, and so far Ghana, and I'm very happy to say that, is one of the few countries or the only one in West Africa to have conducted pathology in COVID-19 cases. As the pathologist said, we don't take delight in doing it. We only do it when it's necessary. But at this point, it's necessary to at least understand what is happening. We might continue or we might not continue depending on what we see. So this is the whole cycle of medicine. And I take the opportunity to talk to all Ghanaians that in regular conditions, not only in COVID, pathology is very, very helpful. So we should start looking towards that, allowing pathology tests to be done so that we can ascertain the cause of death of people in this country, not only in the era of COVID-19.
Reason why Dr. Kaba here led the team to conduct this autopsy here at the Ghana East Hospital. So I would like us to walk in there, and then you walk us through all the salient and tricky process these pathologists had to go through to lead us in getting ahead of the pandemic, as the president has always put it. So we are just entering the department. Yeah. Okay. So we get in and okay. So Dr. Kaba will walk us through, and then we will get to understand better how this whole process took place here at the Ghana East District Hospital. And this is where it all happened. This is where the autopsy took place. So these are the instruments used in the autopsy here at the Ghana East District Hospital. And these are the heroes also who conducted the autopsy. And this is Morgani's table. Yeah. So the body was lying on this table, and the pathologists were breaking into the body to get the parts to inform the country or the leaders of case management as to what exactly is killing the COVID-19 patients in Ghana. So you've done something that has never been done in this country. For the first time, we are having autopsy on COVID-19 bodies. Was it scary for you going into this autopsy? Definitely. All of us, we are scared. But once we have all the PPEs and all the necessary support, definitely we can do it, and we will do it. Tell me about the fears specifically that you have about walking into it to kickstart the whole process. Our fears is because the disease is highly contagious, as all of us will know. And we are afraid to send this one home. It's not only about ourselves, but to send it outside. And that is the main fear that we are having here. Because we are young, our immune system definitely can fight the issue, but we have family at home. We have elder people, we have children too, and this is the fear. How crucial would you say this exercise you are undertaking would be going forward in our own COVID-19 war? Yes, definitely. This is a principal part of the fighting with the COVID. We can now do our research, our investigation to support the treatment we are doing giving to the patients. So once you have the confirmation of the diagnosis, the clinical diagnosis we are having, definitely you can support the doctors and you can give your help to the patients, because this is our main reason to be here. So once we are doing our research, we can see the way the disease is behaving in our country. So particularly in Ghanaians here, because every country is doing our own, everyone is having their findings. So we are now having our own, so we can go forward in a best treatment for our patients. Thank you very much. But before I go, I just want to find out from you, this is for our program, we call it Frontline. I just want to find out from you, when you leave the house to come to work, to knowing very well that you are going to be on the front line, tell me about what runs through your mind and what your family make of what you do at this particular moment of our time. Actually, at home, everyone is afraid. They are waiting for my call to let them know that everything was well, but definitely I'm having their support at all. They are all supporting me. I didn't sleep. My mother too. My husband was calling me all the night, and here we are. This is the first time you are doing it on a COVID-19 body. How different was it for you?
Yes, for a pathologist, it's not that difficult. You see, the only thing about this is because of the way it is transmitted. It's highly contagious. So it wasn't that difficult. It's all about using the right PPEs. And if you protect yourself, I don't think any pathologist should shy away, even though so many pathologists have shied away from performing a post-mortem. But if it is really necessary, we have to do it.
Did you have any fears in you going into it? Like you just mentioned, it's highly contagious, and so you have to be careful. Did you have any fears going into it?
Of course. If I can tell you, I slept for only 2 hours last night. When I woke, I couldn't sleep since 1 a.m. I've been thinking as to what to do, what precautions I will take. So it's been quite difficult for me.
And your family, how did they take the news that you are going to be one of the very few people conducting this for the first time in this country? How did your family take this?
Some of them say I shouldn't come back to the house. But I was able to convince them that I will wear the right PPEs and nothing will touch me. I will do everything that is necessary and I will not bring any infection to the house.
So you are walking out of here right now. In your mind, are you having any doubt about the PPE that you done and the fact that you were completely protected?
I'm so happy. If I even saw some things here for the first time, I'm so happy. And the place is well equipped. And going forward, I think this place can be used for highly infectious, autopsies. Yeah.
So you are among the first to do this in the country. Tell me about the significance of this exercise that you have just undertaken here.
Yes, this post-mortem that I have done. In fact, post-mortem unravels so many things. Initially, I've done 2 cases that results came as negative. The family wanted to know. But subsequent tests that we took during post-mortem proved positive. So which meant that the cases I did at that time were positive. Fine, these ones we knew they were positive, and I came in to do it. But those ones, it tells us a lot about even the sensitivity of what we are using to test the PCR. And mainly, it's about the sample taking. If the sample is not taken well, you will not get a positive result. As people used to say, garbage in, garbage out. So it is telling us a lot that we may have the infection in the system. A lot of people may be positive, but we are fortunate that we are not having severe disease. But I believe a lot of people are positive.
Would you do this again if you are called upon to conduct another autopsy?
If it is really necessary, if it's really necessary that we have doubts or something else emerges. In fact, with this, we are going to conduct a lot of studies on the samples that I've taken. And from what we will see, it will inform us whether to conduct a few more or just to rely on what I have seen, comparing it with what others have also published outside.
The autopsies are critical to medical care because they enable us to identify exactly what killed these people. Now, as we know of COVID, it's merely a respiratory tract disease affecting the lungs, but it's believed that there may be other pathologies associated with it. And so, although we do make clinical judgments, it's important that we go into where the story actually is, into the body itself, to determine whether clinically we were right or not. Yes, and that's exactly what the autopsy tells us. So having reviewed the findings of the autopsy, it's going to inform the care we give to our patients, especially the moderate to severe ones and those in ICU. It will help us modify the care we are giving them. So it's been very important for us. We might have lost some critical information without these autopsies, and I know we are going to save more lives moving forward.
So that will change case management going forward?
It's not change, but it will improve case management going forward. Again, we have an 100-bed infectious disease center being built up just behind us, and this center is going to host most of the infectious disease, conditions that will come into the country. Most of the patients will be here. Okay, so it's good that we have a pathology unit here. This unit is not big enough because it was marked for a district hospital. I believe it's time the country starts looking at resourcing it, improving the capacity to take in more bodies and also perform more autopsies.
All right, and please come in. So you see, behind everything, I always say we have silent heroes. These are the people who actually make these things happen. So we finish, they are cleaning up, they are actually putting the place in shape, and they are usually not known. But so many things happen: drivers, cleaners, orderlies, nurses, doctors. I want to glorify everyone, and I'll give them the opportunity. They will show you what actually happened. They are the technicians in the pathology, so they can introduce yourself.
Okay, so you give us, I can see you are still stained. I see blood stain in your PPE. Tell me your name first.
I'm Michael Niashitaji.
I would like to congratulate you for what you have been doing for Mother Ghana.
Thank you very much.
This is the first time this is happening in this country. And I must say, our audience, the stench emanating from this basement, the autopsy room, I'm standing outside, but it is unbearable. They have been in there for hours conducting this autopsy. And once again, I want to commend you and congratulate you.
Thank you very much.
This is the first time we are doing this autopsy on COVID-19 bodies. COVID-19, we know it's highly contagious. Tell me about the fears you have about going into this exercise.
Thank you very much for your question. We don't have any fear in this case because we know it's what that we are doing. And we and the pathologists have joined together to see the cause actually that is on the dead. So that is why we were asked to do the post-mortem for them to know. So we have done with the 2 cases. There are 2. We have done with them. So now they are going to lab to test and see the cause so that they can verify and they tell the family that this is the cause that accident in the body.
Tell me about the significance of the work that you have done personally.
This is not my first time of doing this.
But in this case, COVID-19 is the first time.
Yeah, in COVID-19, this is my first time of doing it. But it's an experience to me. I've learned a lot of it from these cases because it's not easy to do such a case as COVID-19 because people are dying buried outside just like that. But we have done post-mortem for us to see actually is it the cause that killed the person or it's another case. So that's why we were doing it.
Okay. Thank you, and I congratulate you again.
Thank you very much.
You give us your name, sir?
Your friend Asa Ayarek.
Asari.
Asa Ayarek. Asa Ayarek.
Asa Ayarek.
Yeah.
I want to congratulate you for the work you have also done. Yeah, continue to do for. Ejuma mo di na no pay no. Ye nye bi da Ghana. And then edi kan ya pai COVID-19. Omo mewu with COVID-19 ya pai omo ahwehwe ne kunwo ne ade. Wo ba be hyase no. Beso wo kire ehun bi ba mu because it is COVID-19 no spread in term any ade. Ehun bi ba mu ansa ura ha ene.
We ayaya dwuma de dada. Kwala ba yesem ndi we su ba no yan fa se ayasta ya no su bi. Suro bi ano akese dwuma dada. Suro bi ano.
The senior mortuary attendant Asa Ayare, and he is part of the team that conducted the autopsy here. The whole process has just ended, and what he's saying is that walking into this room for the exercise, he didn't have any fears, It is something he has done over the years. There's been cholera outbreaks in the country, and this is no different, and that he's ready to go the long haul to ensure that, like the president has said, we get ahead of the coronavirus pandemic. So that is the situation here at the Ga East District Hospital, where Ghana has today conducted first 2 autopsies on COVID-19 bodies. This could be a breakthrough in case management and treatment of COVID-19 patients in Ghana, in West Africa, on the African continent, and possibly it would change the global dynamics when it comes to curing COVID-19 patients. From the Ga East District Hospital, this is Latif Idris reporting for JoyNews.
Latif Idris there with some exclusive access at the Ga East Hospital. Right.